and fear. There was nothing I could do. There was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of this nightmare. But when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try it. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have the time to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'm falling asleep when I'm home. When I'm there's no way to go, no one that can see through at the side of the light. I can see my life is crap. I have to see them too. I just live into my world, far from the pain, the fear. Just out of reach of desire, was not aware of the start of hell. But when I stop to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'm falling asleep when I'm home. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so dumb and out of time. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'm falling asleep when I'm home. When I'm If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home. When I'm home. I was just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of this nightmare. But when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try it. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of this nightmare, but when I stopped.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Right when we talked about it.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
right, race fans, man, we're back. Hometown Heroes. That's right. Heat race number 1, Flatline Racing Bodies. You've heard it. 4 Flatline Racing Bodies. Regional short track champ, Dan Chapman, Clarence, Iowa. Going to bring it to you. You want some quality bodies. Well, real quick, let's look here at the grid. As we got Brian Moore Jr. up front there with Jeffrey Barker, Dean Reynolds, Trevor Gurutz. I said it right. Brandon Dittmer right there in 5th, and Patrick Spangler must be the guy who was adminning a little bit. Well, Corey, we're back at it here. Winter Series, going to be cold. Almost a ho-ho time. Awesome.
Yeah, it is real awesome to be back here for the Winter Series for Coast to Coast Racing. You know, always been fun last season, the fall season, just getting colder and colder as we go on.
You know, we got some changes. We'll talk about it throughout the night here, folks. Hometown Heroes have changed a little bit. Still 305s wing sprints, still 360s, but a notable change about to happen on the other ones. We got midgets here tonight. But green flag flies here for Heat Race 1. We got Brian Moore Sr. out front. Barker there second. And I'll say Trevor G, man, for right now until I figure out his last name. Look at him up here already beating and banging.
Absolutely, Brian Moore Jr. trying to hold off this field on the inside, but the outside lane trying to build up momentum just a little bit. That's Jeffrey Barker, the first car, trying to run about the middle groove, and he goes back down to the bottom now and try to take over the lead from Brian Moore Jr.
Absolutely. Moore Jr. out front here. Barker been hanging on the second. Reynolds trying to see if he can throw something on the outside. He does. Here comes Dittmer, though. Man's got a bad, fast hot rod for right now. He's sitting in 3rd. Going to go side by side with Barker. We're here at Cedar Lake, man. We ended the season off there in the summer series or fall series with Cedar Lake here tonight. Kicking off the series here with Lake here. Not a bad track.
Yeah, not a bad 3/8 of a mile track up in Cheese Country, Wisconsin. White flag in the air. And Brian Moore Jr. just trying to pull off a Heat Race number 1 win.
Yes, he is. Looking good, looking strong. Right now, coming out of the turn, it's going to be Moore Jr., Reynolds, Dittmer. Guys right there, good solid Heat Race, man. Kick us off here tonight for the Hometown Heroes. All right, new sponsor up. Heat Race number 2, Full Throttle Motorsports. Ain't your average iRacing team, FTM. They got members ranging from 18 to 57 from Minnesota to New York. They pride themselves on some clean, competitive racing. They also host a very successful 358 and BB League events. Use a lot of setups from Gunner and Swan Speed Shop. Check out the FTM guys. Get our grid. Pat Boyd's going to be the man out front in this one with Marty C. He's going to start there in 2nd. Bob Curtis up in 3rd. Blake Chapman 4th. Bob the Good. He's going to be there in 5th. And Brian Moore Sr. Jr. start place spot.
Yeah, absolutely. And Marty C. helped us out there on the last broadcast of fall season. Glad to have him help out that week.
Yeah. Gotta give a shout out, man. Appreciate everybody, man. Thoughts and prayers out there. My wife, obviously, she's had surgery into the Mar. Just give you an update on that one. So, here, but we're gonna kick this thing off here tonight. Hometown Heroes. Now, I mentioned earlier we're switching up the 410s. I'm not sure how that came about, but the 410s got swapped for midgets. But they went from big power to small power, but green flag. Here we go, Boyce and Company. These right there behind him, we got Boyce Chapman. We know that guy can definitely fly high here if he can't get through the field as they're beating and banging back in the back.
Yeah, they were making a little bit of contact between Bob Curtis and Brian Moore Sr. And Curtis, hang on to it. He saves it. But look at this battle at the front, almost looking to be 3 wide. One of them backed out of it. It was Blake Chapman backing out of the idea of 3 wide moment. Gonna look on the inside of Marty C down in 3 and 4. He's gonna go to the inside of Pat Boyce as well on the exit. Not enough momentum being carried throughout the corner. Pat Boyce hangs on right now.
Yeah, you got Boyce out front. Chapman's already moved her up to second. See you back there behind him. He's up at third, but here comes Moore Sr. He wants that third transfer spot here. He's trying to put the pressure on the back air, Marty.
Oh, and Brian Moore up into the wall.
Oh, wow. Puts Bobby Good up in the fourth. Man, talk about a heartbreak.
White flag one last time. Can Chapman make the move? He does, down in 3 and 4. He's going to pull the slider on Pat Boyce. Can Pat Boyce do the crossover? Not quite. Give the heat race win to Blake Chapman, the sprint car popcorn man.
It is. I'd already been hot here tonight, kicking it off. Job. Should have one more heat race here.
2 more.
All right, heat race number 3 at Top Notch Trucking. It's Top Notch Trucking, but it also says Glen Ridge Motorsports Park. The Ridge for your Sunday night home for the dirt car 358 modifieds, also showcasing dirt car sportsman, pro stock, and the new for 24, the Rush late models. The dirt car 358s will make you visit the Ridge once again in 2024. Well, let's look at the grid real quick. Right now, you got John Rayner out front, Brandon Templeton there in second, G.J. Boydell third, Steve Bixler up in fourth, Dirk Schatzer in fifth, and Zach Chapman. Place spot.
Gonna be a good little heat race here.
Oh, yeah. Also got trucks. Benedict's.
That's what's on the schedule. Supposed to go to Kentucky. You love Kentucky. Didn't you win Kentucky? Isn't that the home of your first win in a truck series?
It was. Kentucky was. I like Kentucky.
Yeah, that's what we all thought up here in the booth and down in the grandstands. As we are getting ready to go green flag, they are on the loud pedal. Templeton with the advantage on the high side. Looking good so far in heat race number 3. Templeton leading lap number 1. They're going to go side by side for the second spot, and a little bit of tire contact going to put G.J. Boydell on the wall, collect a couple more cars. One of them being Zach Chapman, the other is Kurt Satzer. It's a tough break for those two drivers right now. G.J. Boydell with heavy damage on the front of his car. Steven Bixler up into the wall. Oh my, everybody's just hitting the wall in this one except for your front two, Brandon Templeton and John Rainey.
Right now looking strong, man, these guys out front.
Look at how smooth Brandon Templeton is up on the high side of this 3/8 of a mile racetrack in a 305 winged sprint car. Probably not the most overpowered engine in one of these things, but definitely a lot of downforce with the aerodynamics as we hit the white flag one more time around. Barely brushes the wall down in 1-2. Going to bring it 3 and 4 one last time to see the checkered flag. Brandon Templeton picking up heat race 3 win. Rayner second. Bixler going to be third, and drag race at the line for 4th. They're going to score it to G.J. Boydell. Here we go, heat race 4.
Yeah, heat race number 4. So right now, catalytic recovery. Fire and processor catalytic converters and scrap metal. Competitive and honest pricing. Servicing uptown, central New York, Western Virginia, and MA, Massachusetts area. The grid real quick though. We got Randy Shreves out front. Roger Craig starting second. Brent Verstraeten up in third. Donovan Ross fourth. Gary Taylor fifth, and Joseph Ellis place spot.
Oh, can Roger Craig start out the season with a heat race win? Oh, and they're already making walk-on on the pace flat. Oh,
Gotta
no.
love it. Gotta love it.
If I go into these replay render modes on my end, now I got a red pop. Roger Craig's car just looks even cooler. Everybody's just gonna have to take my word on that one. We are fixing this up to go green last heat race of the night for 305s. We should be seeing a B main afterwards.
Yeah, that should be awesome. Green flag, like you said, already tagging and bagging up front. Trees were straightened. Greg right there with them. Greg's hanging down to the bottom. You got Ross up top with it. Canellis right there in the 5th place spot. They're side by side.
And right now the top side looking to be the dominant lane. Randy Shreves is trying to hold off Trent Verstraeten, as Verstraeten goes for the slider down 3 and 4. He pulls it off, but can it be challenged back? It does. Randy Shreves with the cross back over in 1 and 2. And they're just going to swap back and forth once again. Verstraeten with the slider on Shreves. A little bit of a sideways, almost hit the wall, but Shreves going to get back to the bottom 1 and 2, and not enough clearing.
Wow, these two men going at it head to head. We're straightening, like you said, on the top side. Shreves down on the bottom. Let's see if we can put a slide job move. Meanwhile, Ross is hanging on back there in the back. He tags the wall a little bit. Had to get out of it there. Had a run on Shreves. Just couldn't get in the inside. Now he's going to try the inside. Couldn't get him on the outside though.
Yeah, last time around, 3/8 of a mile track in heat race number 4. Verstraeten out front, pretty solid. Shreves right there in 2nd. Ross holding on to 3rd, but who's going to get 4th? It's going to be a drag race to the line. Roger Craig pinching, getting Ellis up into the wall. They're going to go to the meeting in pit road. My Craig, you held on.
That puts us in a warm-up. We'll be right back here in just a few.
Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
All right, folks, we're back. Here we go. Gonna look at our catalytic recovery. Starting line up here. Feature time. 305 wing sprints. Check it out. Brian Moore Jr. out front. Blake Chapman there in second. Brandon Templeton starting third. Trent straighten up in fourth. Dean Reynolds fifth. Pat Boyce there in sixth. John Rayner in seventh. Randy Street starting in eighth. Brandon Dittmer up in ninth. Marty C. there starting 10th. We got Stephen Bixler starting 11th. 12th place spot. Looks like we're going to have Donovan Ross. Next one's up here, Trevor G. He's going to be up at 13th. Bob DeGooden. He's up at 14th. G.J. Boydell starting 15th. Roger Craig 16th. Jeffrey Barker 17th. Bob Curtis 18th. Zach Chapman 19th. Joseph Canella starting 20th. Brian Moore Sr. 21st. Patrick Spangler 22nd. Gary Taylor 23rd. And Kurt Schatzer there in the 24th spot. Be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely going to be a good one here. Nice to see Brian Moore Jr. setting pole for first night out of the winter series.
Oh,
They
yeah.
get 20 laps where they can, if they have enough cautions and burn up enough time, we could go to 45 minutes, Jeff. That's what they get, 45 minutes or 20 laps, whichever comes first. Grab and see the 20 laps. We're getting set here. Green flag in the hand of the flagger. And we are off for the first feature of the season.
Absolutely. So far, so good. Chapman out front. I'll tell you what, he's just already picking up where he left off. That's out front in this thing, but he's got a little bit of a test here. Brian Moore Jr.'s there with him for straight, and he's back there in third. It's solid field here for Cedar Lake.
Yes, it is, and it is a mess towards the midfield. You got them all 3 wide, 4 wide, 5 wide at some points, I'm sure of it. Especially right there around right where Marty C is, right behind him. It is a mess of everybody.
Yeah, it is. Marty, like you said, old Marty right there. There's 3 wide going in with old Trevor G. See, man, Dittmer hanging on to it. Still 3 by 3 by 3. Like a plate track race here.
It absolutely does. This is what the 305s are built to produce. It is plate racing all at the back of the middle of the field. Up at the front, though, we got a car for straightening up upside down in 3 and 4. He had a broken right front tire, and oh my.
Caution. And with Motorsports Caution, let's go to Malcolm Mills replay. Check it out real quick. Got up there in the wall. He did tags the wall, got stuck a little bit. He was able to recover, but then it just went straight in. Probably broke something on the front end there when he hit it the first time. And just unfortunate. That could have been a lot worse than what it was, though, for everybody else.
Yeah, good thing he was so far ahead that everybody had enough time to check up for the wreck and avoid it.
Wild racing to kick this thing off here for Hometown Heroes.
Yeah, 5 laps in. Running pretty clean, 3 wide racing throughout the field, 2 wide racing at least guaranteed. Here we go, back green. Blake Chapman with your race lead over Brian Moore Jr. And it's back to Dean Reynolds running in third. And oh, we got a car already back up in the wall. Did a perfect barrel roll. Caution flag was going to fly. Who was it? It was Brandon Templeton going for a little ride in 3 and 4.
I can see. Also, Bob Curtis back here. Up on Bob Curtis to see his angle. I think he was just got caught up in it. Still a 3 wide. Well, Bob couldn't get going straight. Oh, one of his wheels went wacky.
Oh.
Huh.
What happened to Templeton? I mean, Templeton, I feel like that shouldn't even have been a wreck.
Well, I think it was more on Curtis. He slams the wall hard.
Yeah, I mean, the caution.
If you watch Curtis back there, for some reason his wheel had the floppy syndrome. That's a disease that happens sometimes with these wing sprints. Here we go. Line them up. Green flag. Back at it. Chapman and company up front. Biggest battle's happening right behind him, though. Well, you've got Moore, Shreves, Reynolds, Ross. Everybody's just jacked up. 3 wide battle for about 3rd place. Battle in the middle of the track. I always say it's up front, middle, and the back. Oh, the back there tagging and bagging each other with Gary Taylor and company. Taylor held on to it. Tell you what, man, look at this mid-pack around about 15th place spot.
Yeah, look at where Roger Craig is. He's right in the box of everything. They are 5 wide right behind him.
And there goes Craig.
Oh, boy, Craig! Craig blinked out at opportune time and collects a couple of cars. Oh, he puts it in reverse. Okay,
It's
Craig.
smacked. Hey. Good thing about fishing.
Is that why you blinked out momentarily?
Yeah. Blinked out just momentarily and thought about that big bass that he could have been got. Gambler Motorsports Caution. What's going on, folks? Here we got Hometown Heroes kicking off the Winter Series here tonight. Got a solid week racing. Awesome. Here at Coast to Coast. Got Christmas time coming up here soon, though. Another couple weeks. You ready to put a ho-ho, man? Corey?
I don't really care.
What? Oh! Kicking him out the boot, y'all.
No, okay, that's fine.
Alright. Soloing it from now on. Dang, talking about me.
You can bring Marty up.
You don't care.
I don't care. I ain't getting nothing this year. Maybe a bag of coal.
You still, man, go, I like it. The whole man, and get all excited. Coming to town. Man, I know, man, it's going to be hard for him to find your zip code because you're in the woods.
You're on a mountain.
I mean, if you get out of that tent, man, you're hanging out in, you'll be all right, though. Chapman out front. Green flag. Moore's with them. You got Shreves and Boyce, and they're still 2, 3, 4 wide and back. Well, we just sit back and watch all this action go on the track.
That's what I'm saying. There's so much 3 and 4 and 2 wide action going on.
5 wide almost again back there in the back around about 13th place spot.
There you go. Bob DeCote right there making contact with Zach Chapman. Going to send a couple of cars up into the walls. Chapman and Ellis.
Wow. We'll go back and watch that on Malcolm Mills replay. We saw it live. At some point, these guys are gonna just kind of calm down. I mean, I get it. It looks nice, man, when they're 4 wide, but it's just not going to work very much here. And this is kind of the result of what happens. And boom, done. And we talk about it time and time again. What do you got to do? And and sometimes just kind of sit back, calm, let the track give you what it's going to give you, and there you go.
So far, though, good racing here in 305 division. The 360's coming up next after these.
Yeah, and then we got the debut of the midgets here on the Hometown Hero.
I think you're gonna love the midgets.
Vote? What's that?
I think you're gonna love the midgets.
Well, I did the midgets on Sunday, and the one big thing about the midgets that I learned real quick was they do not like the wall at all. Period. And And the biggest thing I can contest to it and talk about it more as the race goes on. Finally with single file here with Chapman up front. We can't break up a little bit. They still go back too wide back here around about 4th, 5th place spot.
Absolutely, your front three right now somewhat single filed out. Besides Dean Reynolds, got a little bit of competition. Donovan Ross, field's starting to get a little bit of a spread out going on here. Still 3 wide momentarily. With Marty C, Steve Bixler, and John Rayner. Rayner up into the wall, gonna spin down, and there's Patrick Spangler. Hi, Patrick. And
Wow.
Patrick able to keep going here for the time being. No significant damage on either Rayner or Spangler somehow, as Roger Craig gets back around those drivers. And Craig, you know, he's trying to make a recovery here on the field after his wreck.
He's up to 14th right now, looking strong. Meanwhile, like you said, around about 8th, 9th place spot, they're tagged up. And up front, though, Moore Jr.'s got it. Behind him, 3rd place is where it's hot and heavy, though. Reynolds, Shreves, those 2 guys are going at it each other.
Yeah, Reynolds and Shreves going at it, trying to get to the 3rd place, try to get that important first interview of the winter season.
Yeah. Got Shreves down there on the bottom, trying to low line, fishing it right down there. I don't know if it's going to work. It might come in if we get this rest of the green. Kind of just running out of time, though.
Yeah, just not a whole lot of time left to go at the line. It's about dead even whether you're on the high side or the bottom side. The lap car, Gary Taylor, may play a little bit of a factor here as they're gonna have to get around white flag in the air. Blake Chapman all but secured as your race winner. This is a battle for 3rd. Who's gonna steal it away?
Gary Taylor got up and tagged him, and a good job by Shreves. He backed out of it. He got a run. But it's going to be Chapman, Moore, and Reynolds topping the top 3 here to kick us off for the 305 Hometown Heroes. Get a word in with some of these guys here, too.
And there he goes. He parks it nice and perfect square on the victory lane.
Well, let's bring up I'll bring up Blake. Let's get a word in with.
Hey, Blake, you got a copy on me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, first race here in the Winter Series 305 division, and you're picking up where you left off with a race win. Talk us through it.
Yeah, definitely starting up front was key. Starting on that outside line too. I knew the top was going to be the place to be, and I was fortunate enough to be starting up there, so it worked out well for me. And it was just about staying out of the wall and keeping it smooth.
Absolutely, you kept it nice and smooth and walk away here. Well, you got anybody you like to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank the family for watching and supporting, all the guys at the Krite Sim Racing Team and the Can-Am Racing Team. Got to thank Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps and Andy at A&J Custom Creations. I also got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. They got some of the best popcorn out there. Go check them out on their website. Don't forget to use code CART at checkout for 15% off of your order. And I got to thank you guys for putting this broadcast on.
Yeah, folks, your race winner, Blake Chapman.
Literally looking strong here. We'll bring up this guy here, old Brian Moore Jr. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Brian, you get a copy on me?
Yes, sir.
Well, you started out front here and still secured the top 2 out of this race. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I just started front row on that heat race and put those laps down and pulled out a win there and started at the front and just trying to take lessons from Chapman there, tuck in behind him and follow his line, basically. I was afraid if I got off the fast line, somebody'd start moving in around me and start pushing me back.
Well, either way, you held your own and stayed consistent. That's the key to it. You got anybody like to thank?
Dad, Devo, and Gary and Greg in the Discord chat, and my Uncle Rick's been tuning in and watching, and the broadcaster, everybody here, all you guys.
Yeah, folks, your second place driver, Brian Moore Jr.
Looking strong here. We'll bring up Dean Reynolds. Dean, you in the booth? Got a copy?
Going on, Joe?
Not much, man. We'll tell you what. Was able to battle it up there, hang on to third, man. How was it feeling here tonight?
Well, I got scared on the last lap there. Gary Taylor, I don't know what, he lost steering or what there. He put me in the wall in the backstretch coming for the checkered. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make this. But it was a lot of fun. They say the changed the power on these 305s. They gave them more power, and they're a lot more fun to drive. I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun.
No doubt. Like you said, been kicking off the hometown here tonight. Third place. Got anybody you want to thank?
Well, I got to thank you and Corey for doing the telecast and coming back for a new year. I enjoy watching it. I want to hear you guys make the moose calls. I love it when you do that. And then I'm going to get in this 360, Joe, and I'm going to pop some wheelies for you because I know you enjoy that. So I want to thank you guys. Thank the guys from Full Throttle Motorsports. Thank the Gambler team. I'm in their Discord for this event. I'd like to thank Flatline Bodies for their sponsorship, and Roger for Coast to Coast and all his hard work, and everybody for giving us a place to race.
It would be more impressive if you could go wheelie in that Mini.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to do the midgets, but I'll definitely do one here for you in the 360. So focus on me when I get the grid, and I'll pop one for you.
Cool deal. There you go. That's Dean Reynolds, man, bringing home a third. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here in just a few. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get. Tonight when we talked about it.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
right, folks. Round 2 here tonight. 360s. We got Heat Race 1. Flatline Racing Bodies. Quality racing bodies produced by former regional short track champ Dan Chapman. Clarence, Iowa. To the grid. Hot and heavy with those 305s earlier. 360s. Got a little more power. So Tyler Wilson out front in this one. Jeffrey Barker starting second. Donovan Ross third. Jeffrey Kemper there in fourth. Brandon Templeton fifth. Trent straightened up at 6. Patrick Spangler starting in 7. All right. 360s. Ought to be a good one.
Yeah, and Wilson out there with cream of the crop paint. I don't even know what those characters
like a
are.
tiger on. Oh, he's got Randy Savage.
Okay, I wouldn't have known that. I'm glad you knew that.
Up underneath the wing, you just did. Go from the far back view. Yeah.
I see that, but okay. I'm glad you know who it is.
You don't know who Randy said?
Nope.
Seriously? Well, he just told his age, folks. I mean, we know he's still a kid.
Well, who is it? Who is he?
Wrestler.
Okay, I don't watch wrestling, so
He's very famous. He did a Slim Jim commercial. Snap into a Slim Jim. Ooh, yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't.
Really? Ah.
Oh, wow.
Green flag, green flag.
Good.
Showing your
grief.
age, Joe.
Green flag racing. Oh. And y'all already tagging it back on the bottom. Wilson out front, though. Ross right behind him. Battle happening here with Templeton, Spangler, Barker. That's for third.
Yeah, and Donovan Ross running on the bottom ever so slightly, tagging the little half-stale donuts on the inside of this racetrack. Yeah. He's finally moved up a little bit to where he doesn't tag. Never mind, he tags on down to 3 and 4. That's going to allow him to get the run on the high side, yeah.
Might be like little rocks down there. You never know. Throw them in the microwave for a little bit, heat them up. Meanwhile, up front, Wilson, Templeton, they got a good battle going on.
Yes, they do, and look at this, Patrick Spangler trying to come up through this heat race field. He started back in 7th. He's already back up to 3rd place right now with 2 to go at the line.
Yeah, Spangler, Templeton, right there with it. Here, come boy, look at Templeton fire back on the top side with Wilson, man, falling back to second, so the high line's coming to life.
Oh, and we had a couple of carnage at the back between Ross and the other dude. Trevor Stratton.
Double carnage.
Carnage, exactly. So we're coming to the checkered flag. Templeton at your race lead. Going to pick up heat race number 1 win. Spangler will get 2nd. Wilson 3rd. And Barker will be 4th.
Up there in the ooh yeah car. That'll put us in heat race number 2. Bringing on over here. Race number 2. Full Throttle Motorsports, right? Not just your average iRacing team, FTM. They got members range from 18 to 57 years old, from Minnesota all the way to New York. FTM prides itself on some clean, competitive racing, and also hosts a very successful 358 and a big block league event. Right now, let's look at the grid. Barry Golden are going to be out front. Brian Dittmer there in 2nd. Marty C. there in 3rd. Blake Chapman 4th. Roger Craig in 5th. EJ Boydell going to start in 6th. They did a vote out there on trying to change up whether or not, I think on one night, wanting to go to a pill draw, stay the pill draw, or go qualifying. I prefer the pill draw because we talked about it. And not to take anything away from anybody else, but we know Blake Chapman's just good. I mean, there's no question. He drives in these wing springs. I feel like with the pill draw, it puts him in positions where he has to race that car. Qualifying, you're going to bring guys out that are just one lap fast guys. That I cannot say anything bad about anything, but it does. And you're going to bring out the fast guys to the front. I like the pill draw because it mixes it up. It can be anybody's ballgame. Like here, where Chapman is, marred back in 3rd. Got to get through these other 2 cars up front. See Dittmer, man, and Goldner right there, man, taking off as a green flag.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's got to come up through the field a little bit as Dittmer out front leading heat race number 2. Can Chapman challenge up at the front? It's just so hard to make a pass here with how slick it is right now. Pretty much top side being the only place with tackiness as Chapman's going to go for, he could have went for a slider in 1 and 2. So to just stay to the bottom side, that same thing down here in 3 and 4. He can clear Dittmer if he wants to here with a slider. Just has not elected to go for a kamikaze type of slider on Dittmer right now. Dittmer on the high side with the very slight advantage of the speed on the exit of the corners.
You know, and you talk about that right there, what he's doing on the bottom. You know, Chapman is known for liking the bottom lane if it works. I mean, he'll kind of, you know, take what the track will give him. If the inside lane's not working, sure, he'll go high if he has to. But he likes that inside lane, and right now it's working pretty good. So maybe that's the reason why he hasn't. Number 2 on that one too here, Corey, could be the fact if he does that slider, he could lose so much momentum. Hey man, Dittmer just does that crisscross move and goes shoot right on by, but just like that, done. And heat race number 3, I mean, that was just quick and fast. Top Notch Trucking, the Ridge, Glen Ridge Motorsport Park. You're on for some Sunday night home for the Dirt Car 358 Modifieds, also showcasing 3 Dirt Car Sportsman Pro Stocks, and the new for 24, the Rush Lake models. So the Dirt Car 358 series will make you visit to the Ridge once again in 2024. All right, to the grid real quick. Greg Parmalee out front in this one. Bobby Good there in second. Jack Clevenger third. Gary Taylor fourth. John Hine starting in fifth. Zach Chapman there sixth. Ain't heard in a while. Old John Hine.
Yeah. Parmalee trying to start in 3rd position for the feature. Got a good shot at it of being pole of heat 3. No, looks like Taylor gridded and then backed out of the grid, so we're going to fire off without Gary Taylor in heat number 3. Taylor will have to come from deep in the field in the feature event.
Oh, yeah. See what we got? Parmalee, Good, Clevenger, all up front. Chapman back here. John Hine, he's one of the main guys at Gambling Motorsports. Got on his. On it.
Green, green, green.
Go, green flag. Number 3.
And Clevenger already trying to make a move on the inside, made a little bit of contact, and he makes more contact with Zach Chapman. Sends Clevenger spinning around at the back. That's Bobby Good, your early race leader here in heat number 3. Over Greg Parmalee and Zach Chapman. John Hine right there trying to use the outside cushion to get around Zach Chapman. He's to the outside there. Just got to be nice and smooth if he wants to make it really work for him.
Here comes Hine. He's going to take that 3rd place or try on the top side. He's got Chapman down on the low side. We saw the low side work pretty good there with old Blake Chapman earlier, so let's see what Zach can do down the bottom. But meanwhile, Hine, he's got that thing rolling at the top. You make a little contact. You can make a slight contact with these cars, but we talked about it being open wheel. It's not the advisable thing to do.
Well, you can make a little bit more contact on one of these versus what we'll see in the midgets afterwards.
Like rubber band machines.
Yeah, they're going to go a little bit. We're going to have to get a flip counter on the screen, Joe.
No doubt. Bobby Good
look at
out
that.
front. Hines, man, he's coming. Top side.
He's gonna get second. John Hine, second place. Parmalee, third, and Chapman, 4.
Oh, we got a heat race 4. We got catalytic recovery, buyers and processors, catalytic converters, and scrap metal. Competitive and honest pricing. Serving upstate, central New York, Western Virginia, and Minnesota. To the grid real quick. Dean Reynolds out front in this one. Brian Moore Sr., he's right there with him. Randy Shreve starting 3rd, Steve Bixler 4th. Brian Moore Jr. 5th, and Pat Boyson 6th. And Dean said he's going to try a wheelie. Come up with.
He's gonna attempt it.
I was at that. Kelly Chris said it. Upstate Central New York. Like upstate, and it's Brian. Oh, there he goes. He got it.
Boat flipped it, dude.
Yeah.
I think we had 3 of the 4 wheels off the ground.
Yeah, two of the. I mean, I think the biggest thing with the 360. There, he got it good. With the 360. 1, not as much power as the 410. 2, it also depends on what this track is. If you're getting that bite, making that wheelie. Best thing to do is put it in park, slam it, reverse it, and slam it back in drive. That'll definitely put a wheelie.
Oh, we got both of the Moores in this race.
Yeah, junior, senior.
Senior over junior right
now.
now.
They fight about who's the best.
I almost
have conversations over the dinner table or something, man. Well, Dad, you look pretty slow out there tonight. What was wrong?
Dad, why'd you wreck me?
Getting pretty old out there. I mean, you know, maybe time to hang it up or something. I don't know. Thanksgiving dinner on that one. Green flag, Reynolds, Reeves, and like you just said, got Moore, junior, senior. They're battling out for 3rd. Oh, junior got clipped down on the bottom a little bit, and Bixler man's going to take it.
Just trying to run the inside line. You got to be nice and easy if you want to hit the tackiness on the bottom there. You see Shreve's hitting the very a little bit of tackiness left down there, as well as Dean Reynolds. Reynolds kind of throwing a little bit of a diamonding on the bottom side in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But Shreves is riding right on the tackiness. It's not quite working out, as well as Senior is running up on the high side, being nice and smooth.
Yeah. Got old Rick Moore out there, man, talking about give him heck, old Brian. Which Brian? Junior or senior? Which one you pulling for,
Both
Rick?
of them.
Both of them. All right. That'll work. That way you ain't got to worry about it. He's like, well, I'm flipping my coin. I'm good. Meanwhile, we'll call him, man, Mr. Wheelie himself. Dean Reynolds out front. 4 senior there in 2nd, trying to see if he can't reel him in. Breeze trying to hang on to 3rd. Boy, a little slip up front for Reynolds.
Yeah, that's opening the door here for Senior. Can he get it done? Out of turn number 4, going to be a drag race. It's going to give it to Senior at the line. Wow.
Man, that was a good one. But we do got to be Maine. Gambling Motorsports. Be Maine. They're an esports race team. Competes weekly across the iRacing platform. They got dirt racers, sport cars, asphalt, oval, and they even compete in some endurance racing. Check them out on Facebook, Gambling Motorsports. Look at the grid. Jeffrey Kemper going to be out front. Roger Craig 2nd. Jack Clevenger 3rd. Pat Boyce there in 4th. Donovan Ross starting in 5th. G.J. Boydell 6th. Gary Taylor 7th. Steve Bixler there in 8th. And Trip Verstraeten starting in the 9th. So, Corey, bring that iRacing dirt common core math here. Who's going to make it? Who? Oh, stay home.
It says 8 cars are going to make it, so.
All right, 1.
Pending everybody grids up.
Everybody did. 1 car. Know who we're rooting for.
Well, which car are we rooting for to not
Who do
go?
you think we're rooting for?
I'd say Roger Craig.
Okay, then. Really? Oh, man. You know, about time me find somebody new. 'Cause I tell you what, these young guys nowadays, their minds, fragile thing. Man, already dissing on Santa Claus. Up here forgetting, man, who we rooting for. Oh. The fish. Hey, and by the way, I told you, look at the side of his car. Look what he did. He put the bass on it.
He did
He
put
got the
fish on
fish
it.
on his car. I told you. That looks cool, don't it?
Well, no, you never told me that. He's got the dog and the fish on it.
Folks, if y'all ever buying anything, he needs memory pills for Christmas. Green flag, here we go. Kemper, Craig, and Clevenger trying to shove that thing in there. And here we go. Some salty dog action right there with Craig and Boyd.
And they got 8 laps to hang into the top 8. Somebody's going to go home and be upset here in the 360 division right now. Roger Craig falling back a little bit. He's got to be nice and careful. He doesn't want to get into any trouble right now, because right now the last place car will be Steven Bixler. Steven Bixler looking to go home here right now. Craig, though, he's getting a little sideways in the corners. Oh my, a little bit. Almost made contact.
Looking like a fish on a hook.
He does. He looks like a little fish. Oh, and Gary Taylor going to spin around in front of Bixler. And that might seal the
Taylor's
deal.
around. Oh, that's Boydell. And what are these guys back here doing? Knocking each other, man, teeth out.
All right, now your top 8 all separated from the last place driver, Gary Taylor. Taylor with heavy damage. Pretty much chalk up the top 8 is transferring as long as nobody else makes a huge mistake and eliminates ourselves, as we got 2 to go at the line for Clevenger out front. Got a battle for a second, though, between Donovan Ross and Jeffrey Kemper.
Couple lap traffic. Boss, like you said, 3rd. Bixler's got that final transfer spot. Boydell, Craig and company there with it. Hey, it's all Clevenger. Bro.
Clevenger looking nice and smooth out front, coming around 3 and 4 one last time. It's a battle for second, though. Oh, we put Ross up into the wall, and Verstraeten steals 2nd place. Kemper 3rd, Boyce 4th. Ross will fall back to 5th. What a good B-main.
It was warm. folks, here we go. Feature time. Let's look at the grid here. Catalytic recovery starting to line up. Brandon Templeton out front here with Blake Chapman starting in the second. Bob DeGood there in third. Brian Moore, he's up in fourth. Patrick Singler fifth. Brandon Dittmer there in sixth. Hines seventh. Reynolds eighth. Tyler Wilson up in ninth. Barry Goldner, he's in 10th. To the rest of this field. Got a solid one out here, Corey.
Yeah, full field once again here. First night out for the Winter Series at Cedar Lake. Cheese country.
What makes a cheese country?
I don't know. Wisconsin's known for cheese.
Oh, Wisconsin. Oh.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Bunch of cheese heads.
What kind of cheese you like, Joseph?
Velveeta.
Of course you do.
You don't like Velveeta?
I have Velveeta Easy Mac and Cheese in my cabinet.
I used to, the big block of Velveeta? I'm talking about that comes in a
I'm well aware of the Velveeta cheese.
They would. Like, cut off a piece of that and stuff and just...
Okay.
You don't do that?
No.
You're not American.
What do you mean? I get American cheese when I go to Subway.
You must be from, like, Germany.
I get American cheese when I go to Subway.
Wait, that's what's wrong with you. Switzerland or, I don't know.
We know
Africa
you're in the mountains,
I don't know. You're not American.
We know you're in the mountains.
Oh. You know what's wrong with Corey now?
We know what's wrong with Joe. He's a mountain man.
Hanging out in the woods.
Beard, hanging out with the bears in the caves.
Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with mountains now.
There we go. We're about to get green flag.
You know what we're missing with the green flag? Real quick. We are missing the Moose guys. We're the Moose guys kicking off the season. Yeah. Even Reynolds said it. Chapman out front, though. He's trying to pick up where he left off with the 305s out front in this one. And we saw a wild one with the 305s. Let's see what we got for the 360s. They're still 3 wide back here around about 13th, 14th place spot.
Yeah, especially off the drop of the green flag, they are going to be chaotic all the way throughout the back middle of the field. And look at this. We're right behind fourth. That's where it picks up the chaos. Your top three all single file, but fourth line, it is 3 wide. Reynolds through the middle of Dittmer and Bob DeGood. Dittmer up on the outside wall, bouncing it down. I can't believe the right side tires have not broke off quite yet.
Dittmer up there got his car for sale. I don't know if anybody's going to want it after he keeps banging the wall with it. Trying to reduce the price to half off.
Well, we've seen that wall bite a couple of drivers already tonight and break off right front, but somehow Dittmer getting away with it. Patrick Spangler up to the top 5. He's trying to move himself up another spot. He's got Dean Reynolds right there in front of him. Big old gap to Brian Moore Sr., though, in third. So if this thing stays green, I don't know. Spangler's going to have to pick up a lot of ground here. As he pulls the slider on Dean Reynolds for the 4th spot. Dean Reynolds back on the inside, and 3 and 4 right behind them. They're still 3 wide. Dittmer on the high side. Shreves through the middle, Bob DeGood. And there's the junior, Brian Moore Jr., right behind those 3.
Yeah, so far looking strong as Chapman's got control of this one out front with Templeton. Moore Sr. up there with it.
Junior
chaos.
Shreves.
That thing may keep going, but let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay, see what's happening here. See Shreves right there in front of old Moore Jr. Off the wall. And Dittmer. Oh no, him and Moore got together. Hine couldn't get through. He got caught. All right. Contact. Chapman out front in this one, though. Got 11 to go. 12 to go. 11, 12. Give or take. So, are you at least ready for Christmas?
I guess.
What'd you get me?
Didn't get you nothing. What'd you get me?
Oh, I was gonna give you something, but dog, man.
Well, I figured I might buy you Call of Duty.
Yeah, right. That'll be it. That'll be it.
That would be the day. It would make your day for me to buy you a
No.
game.
If anybody's out there,
I'll find it for a cheap price.
that'll work.
I didn't say what you call it,
I
dude.
seen
I
the
just said
candy
Call of
bar.
Duty.
Candy bar.
I didn't
I
say
saw one
what
of them
you
big
called
long Twinkie things at Walmart the other day. That thing was long.
it. You ever have the Twinkie and the Ding Dong mashup thing they have? It's a chocolate covered
Lord.
Twinkie.
That's crazy. Don't think we're crazy up here. What we're talking about is they got contact. Man, that was Dean Reynolds out there. He did a wheelie, but I don't think he meant to do it. Got up on somebody's tire. They stacked up full wide car round.
Yellow flag.
Who is it? Who is it?
Looked like Bob did good and going around on the bottom,
Jack
and
Clevenger,
everybody
I think, also.
checking up.
Bob. Kemper was involved.
Bixler around as well.
Wow. Kemper. Several cars around on that one. Yeah, I think what happened up there is it kind of got jacked up a little bit. Kind of got mixed up. Reynolds got up on the back end of a tire or somebody. Popped the wheelie, and I think it kind of mashed the field up just a little bit. Good race so far.
Yeah, absolutely good racing here in the 360s. Should go single file here. Under 10 to go.
Tell us who your favorite drivers are out there. Oh, Rick, he's pulling for the Moors. Gary, he's out there pulling for Dean. Now Dean's looking strong in third place. Moore Senior, he's up in fifth.
Yeah, Moore Jr. marred back in traffic right now, trying to make a recovery. After a little bit of contact earlier on in the race with Randy Shreves.
Racing so far.
And space car lights are shut off here. We're about to go back green flag racing action. Blake Chapman, the popcorn man, gonna sell off a little bit more popcorn here later on tonight.
Oh, yeah. Green flag, like you said, Chapman out front, Templeton there in second. Reynolds third, Spangler, he's up to fourth, Moore Jr. Kind of started out single file, like you said. Got 8 to go here. Battle starting to heat up just a little bit around about that 7th and 8th place spot.
Yeah, Dittmer and Tyler Wilson. Dittmer still up on the outside wall, bouncing the right side tires off of it. Can't believe it still hasn't broken any of them.
No.
Probably skewed in the right front, maybe just a hair bit, but it's keeping him nice and straight throughout the racing line. He gets passed by Tyler Wilson momentarily. Wilson on the inside, catfishing around. So we get the battle for third. Here comes Spangler over Dean Reynolds. Gonna try to slide him. Not quite cleared yet.
Yeah, Reynolds able to take it from him. Moore Senior back there in fifth, man. He's watching with Spangler. Yeah,
we got a couple
three.
meeting.
Yep. Watch it out. Trees, Marty C back here. Let's see what happened. Goes replay here. Oh, little tire contact. Trees into the wall.
Marty, one of our fellow broadcasters, involved.
Kind of proving our point on why the broadcasters stay in the booth.
Yeah, but I heard that Marty won an open-wheeled car race last night
Okay.
in their Tuesday Fun Series.
Hey, he does good in the asphalt too.
And he about won in the Xfinity at Charlotte there a few weeks ago, about a month ago.
So maybe he's really good in the asphalt stuff and kind of learning in the dirt.
Well, he said he won a dirt street stock race one time.
Anybody can win.
Oh, okay. It was an enduro, I do believe.
Easy.
Okay.
I bet you I can.
Wow. Marty, you hear that? Joe has challenged you
that's
to
all
dirt
Corey.
street
That's all
stock
Corey.
enduro.
Oh, time out. That's all Corey will ever drive. Get him in one of these sprint cars to see what he does too. He be hitting everything, man, and they ain't sitting still.
We did put me in a
And
sprint
some.
car that week 13 one time. What are you
Yeah,
talking
see
about?
what happened. You hit everything and wasn't sitting still.
Well, no, I just can't handle power in one of them.
Oh, see? No skill.
Exactly.
What did I just say?
Wow. Mean.
Hey, man, we got to tell it like it is in the booth. Green flag, back at it. Bangler, man, trying to battle it out with old Reynolds right there. He wants that third place spot. Hey, as long as you have fun, that's all that matters.
2 to go this time by. Chapman still out front over Brandon Templeton. It is a battle for third. Dean Reynolds trying to hold off Patrick Spangler. Week 1 360's white flag in the air. Who's it going to be in the broadcast interview booth? Will it be Dean Reynolds or Spangler? As Blake Chapman last time 3 and 4. He's going to pick up the win. And not for Spangler. Wow.
Reynolds. Chapman, Templeton, Reynolds. Nice. Word in with some of these guys. Good night for Chapman so far. Well, let's bring on Chapman up here.
Hey, Blake, you get a copy on me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, second time tonight already in the beginning of the winter season. You pick up your second win. First win, 360s. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it was really similar to the 305 race. Started fourth in the heat again. I was able to take care of business there, and everything else just kind of fell into place. Was able to start up top where it was fast line once again, and was just able to get out to an early lead, and keeping it out of the wall again was key.
Do you think any of this is going to translate into a midget here?
I don't know. Those cars they're pretty interesting. You can run the bottom pretty well in those cars if you hit it right. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this track comes in for the midget race here coming up.
Absolutely. Well, you're the king so far. Before we let you go, you got anybody to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank the family for watching and supporting. I got to thank the guys at the Crite Sim Racing team and the Can-Am Racing team, the Salty Dogs for letting me hop in their Discord tonight. Got to thank Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps and Andy at AJ Custom Creations. Also got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. Head over to their website and check them out. Don't forget to use code CART at checkout for 15% off. And I got to thank you guys for putting this on.
And there you have, folks. Your race winner, Blake Chapman.
It is old Blake coming home here tonight. 2 for 2 so far. Let's bring up here old Templeton. Get a word with him.
Hey, Brandon, you get a copy on me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, first race out here, winter season 360 division, and you bring her home in second. Talk us through this race.
Well, I don't think I've ever finished second in a 360 Hometown Heroes, so I'll take that. I don't even know if I've gotten a podium. I'm usually pretty horrible in the 360s, so really thrilled to just finish second behind Blake. You know, he's probably one of the best, and have Spangler back there and Dean. It was heck of a good race. You know, it would have been nice if some other lanes would have opened up, but it is what it is, and was able to bring it home.
Absolutely. Kept it consistent out there. Before we let you go, you got anybody like to thank?
I got to thank Jay with the Dirt Track Bank. Got to thank Got Your Six Racing Network, Mission 22, Hammer Down Racing, Brandon, Joe, Kurt, Brian, Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care, everybody watching at home. Thank you guys for doing the stream. Joe and Corey, having, you know, a couple announcers is really fun to watch the broadcast back and makes it fun to race. So thank you.
And there you have, folks. Your second place driver, Brandon Templeton.
It is, man. Like you said, roll Dean Reynolds up here. Dean, Joanne Booth, got a copy?
Well, Joe, did you enjoy your wheelie?
I saw that, man, out there. It was awesome. Tell you.
I said, look at I got the pole in the heat. I was in the Discord. I said, I got to give Joe his wheelie.
Yeah, man. We were looking at it. It was like, he finally got it. I actually got it up on 3 wheels. It was like, good deal, man.
You know, hey.
Came home in third, too. Good night so far.
Yeah, I started 10th, got the third, and boy, that track is slick. And I'm not good on real slick tracks and 360s, but you know, we just got patient, and Patrick was definitely faster than me, and he slid me a couple times, but I think he just slid a little hard so I could get him back, and then you know, just tried to keep the car straight, and you know, I thank Patrick afterwards for not for being easy on me because I know he was way faster than me. But you know what? You still got to drive it. 20-lap race. I took third and good couple of podiums and nice start to Hometown Hero. So had a lot of fun.
No doubt about it. Well, what are you feeling about them midgets?
I got to go do a 150-lap modified race at Bristol now. It starts at 8:30.
Okay.
So we're going to do live pit stops and fuel and tire changes and everything else. So I got to go do that, or else I would try these midgets. I think that was a good move to put them on Hometown Heroes. They seem to be real popular. I watched that last race they had there at Charlotte, and they were all over the place. So I said, that looks like some fun. So I got to go do it.
All right, well, there you go. That's old Dean Reynolds, man, coming home in third tonight. Folks, like you said, don't go anywhere. We got the midgets coming up here in a few. We'll be right back.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Right when we talked about it.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
All right, midget time. Here we go. Gonna swing us around here to heat race number 1. Oh, Flatline Racing Bodies heat race number 1 here. Grid real quick. Right now. Grid out. Stephen Bixler going to start out front. Brian Moore Sr. there in second. Randy Streves up in third. Already see you starting in fourth. Jeffrey Barker in fifth. Blake Chapman in sixth. And Tyler Wilson up in the 7th place spot. I talked about it. I did these mentions for a while. And the one thing that I saw, they hate the wall.
Yeah, they hate the wall. They hate tire-to-tire contact. Pretty much, you hit a little rut in the track, and they want to go flipping. We're gonna have to get a flip counter here tonight, Joe, on Cedar Lake for the midgets.
And a lot of it, I pinned down to the fact of these cars are so light. They just so light, and you hit something, and they kind of they're not like a wing. Yeah, they're like a wing sprint, but they're way lighter than what a wing sprint. A wing sprint's got all that weight to it. These things have got nothing.
Yeah, these things don't weigh nothing at all. Hold on, I'll get that information. Direct information off of iRacing. They weigh 1,035 pounds.
There you go.
400 horsepower in a 4-cylinder engine.
Yeah, I know they're little four bangers.
That's a lot of horses under 1,000 pounds. I'm about to see him get up and going. First time we've seen him here on a hometown here tonight at Cedar Lake.
Green, green, green.
Who's it gonna be picking up first heat race win? And already 4 wide, almost thought about 5 wide down on 1 and 2. Brian Moore Sr. on the high side trying to take over the race lead. Who's going to score lap number 1 as the leader? Stephen Bixler, the mayor, going to lead lap number 1. Here comes Barker on the inside catfishing. These cars, they can definitely catfish around the bottom of how small the wheelbases are. They can hit the tacky all the way. Yeah, no wing as well. It'd be cool to put a wing on one of these cars, though.
Yeah, I think it might be too much downforce then. It'd be almost like what the 305s probably would have been back in the day.
Probably would, almost. You're right.
Like right now, you got Wilson, old Barker, Bixler and company, top 3. Big battle happening for that 2nd, 3rd place spot. Moore Senior's back here, kind of see what he can come up with. Out for the lead, though. Here comes Wilson. He's trying to move in.
Yeah, he is trying to force the issue to make a hole up on the inside of your race leader, Barker. Barker right now just trying to hold off this hungry field of 4-cylinder midgets. Wilson, got to check up a little bit. Don't want to get into the back end of Jeffrey Barker. White flag in the air one more time around for heat race number 1.
And you got Barker. He's going to come down the back stretch here. Wilson's right there. He's going to have 2 more turns to see if he can get it. Wilson's on the inside. I don't think he's got the bite coming out of 4. Drag Racing's going to have enough. Yeah, wow, Wilson, man, got him by an inch. Barker in 2nd, Shreves in 3rd. Man, what a finish of this here in heat race number 1. We can swing it over to our full throttle motorsports heat race number 2. Let's look at the grid. DJ Bordell out front. Bob the Good there in 2nd. Steven Speed starting in 3rd. Jeffrey Kemper 4th. John Rayner 5th. Terry Landis going to be in the 6th place spot in this. Not bad. Well, you know where they're not going to have to worry about walls?
No, Lernerville next week.
There you go. Then the name. You learn real quick. They all been high side.
Oh, GJ Boydell currently taking a little bit of blinky action right now. Before we are set to go green here.
I haven't seen no
heat
floppy
number 2.
wheels either. Not yet, anyways.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I don't think midgets have gotten the new damage model yet. Maybe one of the
we can't
last.
see no floppy wheels in it.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they're the last cars not to have damage model in the dirt. We'll find out when one of them wrecks, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really keep up with the dirt midgets on iRacing, so maybe they do have the new damage.
Wardell. Good. Speeds.
Green
Kemper.
flag, green flag.
Green flag. Out here, they're already trying to go, and how about him? Wardell, he catches the inside, like I said, blinking just a little bit.
Oh,
Bumping the back.
up in the air,
John
Raider. Perfect
Flying saucer.
landing.
That's all. Look like UFO going in the sky.
And apparently you don't have new damage model because it would have destroyed that little car out there. And look at this. The Yoo-Hoo car trying to make his way up to the front of the field carrier Yolandis.
Love it, man. Right now, he's on that bottom. He catches the half donuts down there. I get you a Yoo-Hoo and a donut. That's what he wanted. He's up to third, trying to get the speed. Speed's right now, though. He wants the lead. He's got Boydell in his grasp. Boydell, like you said, staying on that low side out of the way for right now. Speed said, I'll take the high side. Now, it's fast up top, but I talked about it. You got to stay out of that wall.
Yes, you do. You got to keep it out of that wall. Don't want to put the right rear up in it like you can in a winged sprint car, but you can definitely run the cushion a little bit better. You don't have a whole lot of wheelbase to go outside of the boundary, and oh my, there you go. That's the wall smack we were talking about. Steven Speeds is going to allow GJ Boydell to stay out front right now. One last chance, white flag.
Just caught that one me coming out. He popped a wheelie. That's going to put Boydell, Speeds, Landis, top three.
And Bob did good fourth.
Nice. Let's just swing us over here to heat race number 3. Yep. Race 3. Top notch trucking the ridge here. Let's look at the grid here out front. Roger Craig going to start out in this one. Brandon Templeton there in second. Pat Boyce up in third. John Hine fourth. Brian Moore Jr. up in the fifth. Greg Parmerly, he's going to start in the 6th place spot. So Greg can doing these midget machines.
Does he have a fish on this one? He does not have a fish.
I don't think he has a fish.
He don't even have a salty dog on this paint. He gave himself an EOL. I don't know. I don't know.
How you doing, Craig? Man.
So that's going to move
Maybe
Pat
don't feel
Boyce.
100% confident of.
Maybe. I would have taken it. There's only 2 cars that got to pass you.
Yeah, true. All right, here we go. Lights off on the pace truck. They go green flag. Boyce, Templeton, Moore, Hine, Craig, Parmerly. Midget style. Which is a bit bigger, the little Legends or these?
Probably the Legends are slightly bigger.
They both small. Got 4-cylinder motor.
Well, no, the Legends have a dirt bike engine in it.
Oh, really?
These have a 4-cylinder.
Flag, Boyce out front. Moore Jr. trying to see if he can't get up there. Here it comes. Slingshot move. Templeton up top. We got a car up, man. John Hine, he's upside down. That's not the way he wants to look on the track. Got to put that one in the old piss. Meanwhile, Boyce around. He got into Moore Jr. And you got Parmerly, Craig, Templeton or something. While Templeton's out front, Parmerly's there with it and Craig.
Yeah, so Craig with that EOL, he's made his way back up to the 3rd position after some carnage on the first 2 laps. Brandon Templeton out front by a mile long, or at least it feels like a mile long in one of these little cars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, kind of a bigger track for these kind of cars out here tonight. And up to 3rd, old Roger Craig, man. Looks like he's going to put a little pressure on Parmerly there for 2nd.
He is Parmerly trying to hold off Roger Craig. Craig just trying to learn one of these cars, how it handles in the slick, how it handles in the tackiness. I'd say it handles a little bit better in the tacky, Roger.
Yeah.
As he gets the
Because you don't have
sideways
that wing.
Here we go, white flag for Brandon Templeton though, down the back straightaway in 3 and 4 last time through. I'm gonna see the checkered flag being waved, pick up Heat 3 win. Parmalee gonna hold off for second, Craig third, and it will officially be Brian Moore Jr. picking up fourth.
Race 4. Yep. 4. Catalytic recovery. Grid. At Clevenger out front. Donovan Ross there in second. Jack hit third. Barry Golden in fourth. Zach Chapman in fifth. Patrick Spangler up there in sixth place spot.
Going to be interesting to see how Patrick Spangler can tame one of these midgets. It's basically a sprint car. It's a non-wing sprint car with a smaller wheelbase and way smaller motor. You could probably almost fit about a midget and a half in the same length as a 360 sprint car.
Clevenger, Ross, hit, Golder.
Green flag, green flag.
Flag here.
Here we go, green flag, and look at Spangler already up on the outside, trying to make up as many spots as possible. He's already up to third, and that's a wall hit.
In the back. Yeah, you got Ross, Spangler going around. Then you had Hit and Clevenger up there, man, getting on each other. So, wow.
Jack Hit trying to get around Jack Clevenger for the race lead. They are side by side. Hit on the bottom, Clevenger on the high side, trying to use the momentum. You got to be easy on the exit. These cars with the small wheelbase, they are a handful to keep straight. As Hit's on the race lead on the very bottom of the racetrack. Clevenger trying to use the outside line as much to his advantage. Not quite getting it in smooth enough to maybe be dead, even with Hit and Clevenger up into the wall a little bit momentarily. That's going to allow for Zach Chapman to get to his inside.
That is. You got Clevenger, man, hanging on still second. Chapman there in third. Hit out front with this one. Goldner's the one he could come up with. Still a battle for second. Look at Chapman throw the slide job. Clevenger has to easily go around him. Those two guys are going at each other.
Yes, they are going at it for second place here. Clevenger versus Zach Chapman last time through turn 4. Jack Hit going to pick up Heat 4 win. Chapman second, Clevenger third, and Barry Goldner in fourth.
Yes. This swings us around here too.
Maybe.
Yep. It'll be Maine. Hamlin Motorsports. Grid. Blake Chapman right there. Really? Blake Chapman in the B Maine? Don't see that often. Jeffrey Kimber there in second. Pat Boy starting third. Donovan Ross 4. Stephen Bixler 5th. John Rayner 6th. John Hine in 7th. Patrick Spangler up at 8th. And Marty C, he's in the 9th place spot. So do your math magic here for us. What we got?
We got 8 cars that's going to transfer on, pending everybody that's here. And Marty.
Grid. Uh-oh.
So everybody's going to the feature.
Oh. Marty.
He quit.
Oh. Can we quit?
No, we can't.
We ain't used to seeing Chapman in a B main now. But in all fairness, I don't think these best machines.
Well, he ain't got a paint made up of his popcorn, so
that's probably why then.
I'd say this isn't one of his main cars.
I mean, Roger Craig did better than him.
Craig don't have a fish on his car.
Hey, the fish was weighting him down on the other ones. Who knows? It's been a fat bass. Green flag. Chapman jumps out front this one. Skipper's along with him. Fat Boys is there with him. They 3 wide behind him.
Yeah,
Mixler. It's like, Mixler ain't got much to worry about. He's still gonna make the show.
Yeah, all 8 cars in here just going for position in the feature event, getting a little bit of last practice around some other cars. Yeah, Ross on the outside lane just making the moves occur.
Whew. Like he's got a fighter jet bit on that thing, and he did. He came to the outside, just flew around to the top side there of Hine and Bangler. He's hanging on the 4th place spot. And I've said before, the top lane with these cars a lot of times very fast, but it's one of those risk versus reward type of things, because you get up there, they do not like the wall. You barely tap it, and you'll get this thing just like that right there. You'll get them either flipping or bouncing off of it. And I seen a lot of it last season, Corey, on the Sunday night with them. And the only thing I could come up with was these cars are so light, they just kind of ricochet right off the wall.
Yeah, they're so light, and I mean, with the small wheelbase, you can overturn one of these cars really easily. Just like oversteer into the corner and get too sideways. You gotta be nice and smooth. It's real hard to do that because you got such a small turning radius. Spangler moves himself up to the 3rd position momentarily. Battling of John Hine. Hine on the inside, rather 2nd place for Spangler. And there goes Donovan Ross up over on his lid.
Ouch. Chapman, white flag out front. Spangler's there in 2nd. Hine hanging on to 3rd. You're not quite going to be able to get up there to Spangler, so it's going to be Chapman, Spangler, Hine, top 3. Everybody's going to make it here, even Donovan Ross, who upside down. Good finish to this one. Should put us in the warm-up this time. Yep, warm up. We'll be right back here in a few. Hey, here we go. Feature time. Catalytic recovery. Start line up real quick. Out front, Tyler Wilson. DJ Boydell right there. Templeton in third. Hit starting fourth. Barker in fifth. Spees in sixth. Parmalee in seventh. Chapman up at eighth. Breeze in ninth. Landis hanging on to the 10th. To the rest of the field. Hollow one out here. Top 24. Not bad.
Absolutely, full field here. Once again, debut of the midgets on the hometown hero.
Yeah.
Couple of newer names out at the front, and they're both blinking here. Tyler Wilson and GJ Boydell, both of them are blinking in every so often periodically.
Green flag.
Here we go, green flag. Out in the air. Tyler Wilson trying to take home week number 1 win. He's going to be challenged by Brandon Templeton. Templeton looking pretty strong right now on a midget, riding in second place, and you got him 3 wide right behind him, running in the 4th spot.
Yeah, and everybody, man, Wilson out front trying to hold on, like you said, with Templeton there in the mix. Meanwhile, around about 4th, 5th place spot. Here comes Templeton up top, though. Jack hit Boydell. Zach Chapman back here in the back. Oh, a little bump in the back by a hit. Ow.
And they're so small, nobody gets involved. And oh, Mom, we got a car up in the wall. It was somebody, one of the yellow cars. Terry Lance is up in the wall.
Templeton.
Got a car upside down. Templeton. Oh, no.
Back watch it on the Malcolm Mills replay. He was actually up front, and then, like I said, there's the wall. Talked about it. Down straight. But yeah, wall. Exactly what I saw all season. Wall, get out there and bite you.
Yeah, got to be real easy with the outside wall. Or even an inside wall, if there ever is an inside wall, which this season, unless we change up tracks mid-season again.
Yeah, next week they ain't got to worry about wall.
They got a front stretch wall.
Yeah, they ain't got to worry about that one.
No, not.
If you're on that wall, you're out of shape anyways. You got trouble if you're on that wall. Most of the ones be in the corner. I had to see what old Landis and Wilson could do up here with Barker. Line them up side by side.
Green.
Green flag.
Here we go. Tyler Wilson trying to hold off this field. You got him 3 wide, though, momentarily. Steven Speed's going to be the best one out of the bunch. Holding off to second place. They are still side by side. GJ Boydell on the outside of Jeffrey Barker. Barker riding the half stale donuts. The sisters to the front tires on these cars, and we got a big pile up. Yeah, we do.
Woo! Kemper company back here. Let's watch some Kempers in here because Craig was involved. More senior. Landis. Ouch.
Wow.
Right. Told you these things are a handful.
Yes, they are. Alrighty. Tower Wilson, your race leader right now. Still get the lights on the pace car. Gonna go one more pace lap around here. Double them up. See who can get the good jump on the restart zone. Lights are being shut off on the pace car. Drivers being told to get ready to go. Green flag racing once again. Going to be 5 laps in the books of the 20 lap scheduled distance. And get ready. Get ready. Get ready. And there we go. Green flag back out in the air. Wilson with the launch over Steven Spees and GJ Boydell. Got Barker and Jack Hitt right behind them. Battling right there for the 4th spot there, side by side. Your race leader, Tower Wilson, slightly pulling out ahead of the race field. Steven Spees right there in 2nd place, holding off GJ Boydell right behind him. You got Barker on the outside of Jack Hitt. Patrick Spangler making moves. He's up to the 6th spot from the 18th starting position. He is up 12 spots. Hard charger so far for Patrick Spangler.
Caution, yellow flag.
And caution is out. Not sure who for. Get that information here shortly. Can't quite, don't see any car wreck. It was Brian Moore Jr. going upside down. So under caution here once again for the 3rd time in the Midget Series. Making their debut for Hometown Hero Weeks. Hometown Hero Night. Week number 1. Winter Series. When it gets cold. Here we go, back green. Tower Wilson out front of Steven Spees. They are side by side already. GJ Boydell gonna take the advantage, and caution flag is back out. We get a couple of cars turned around here in 3 and 4. Blake Chapman being one of them. Pat Boyce, or maybe not Blake Chapman. It was Pat Boyce and Steven Bixler rather turned around. Roger Craig and Donovan Ross calling it a night. Nine laps in. Lights are off. Going to go green flag racing here. Tyler Wilson out front of Steven Spees gets a good launch. Going to be side by side for 2nd place. Jeffrey Barker trying to sneak on the inside of Steven Spees for the 2nd position. Can he get it done? And look at this. He's almost to the inside of Tyler Wilson to Barker. moving himself up through this field ever so slightly. It is 3 wide racing for the race lead. It is 4 wide almost for the second position officially. I mean, oh my, and we got another caution out on the racetrack. We got a couple of cars upside down towards the back end of the field. Bixler being one of them. Not quite sure that would have been the caution. Might have been for Blake Chapman and Rayner.
All right, we're in a caution, huh?
We're under another caution. Yes, Joe. We had about 3 of them since you left.
Ain't going nowhere.
What do you mean? You did? Ah.
Get out front. Wilson?
Wilson?
Oh, man. Parker right there in second. Telling you, these little midgets. A handful. Bouncing balls out here.
Wilson. You're a Wilson.
See what happens here. Go single file. In to go. Flag. And on the bottom side, safe place to be.
Yes, it
is. Guys
is.
up on the top side too. The Chapman man running that top lane.
Yeah, the inside lane is definitely the safest place to be as long as you don't hit the half stale donut tires. The sister to the front tires on one of these cars. Tyler Wilson utilizing them to get a little bit of grip on the right rear of the midget here. See Steven Spees. Yeah, look at this. Steven Spees up on the high side trying to build up momentum. Can he do it? What does he score? He was scored in second place that last time by, trying to get around Tyler Wilson. This may be the lap to do so. He can get around him and get a caution. He'll be in control. He's going to be scored, the race leader, Steven Spees is.
Yeah, and like I said, that high lane is a fast place to be here. It's kind of one of those risk versus reward. You get up there and you take a chance of popping the wall, and you can just see it's so much dominant, and we got a yellow flag. Jack Clevenger's up on that top side. We were just, all got him. And I'm just sit here time and time again. I've said it. I said it all last season on Sundays. The wall. And these guys will learn real quick that wall is not their friend when it comes to these.
No, it is not, and you seen it there with Clevenger when he hit the wall. It just shot that car up in the air. It's like a catapult. Listen to me using big words.
All right, File, Spees, Wilson, Barker, Chapman, Spangler, top 5.
Gonna be a good one here. 5-lap dash to the finish.
Spees gets to jump out on the field. Meanwhile, that's going to put Barker down here on the bottom with Wilson up on the top side. He's got Chapman in tow behind him. That kid's going to try it also. Battle is going to be for second, third.
No, we got a caution again. Barry Goldner upside down in 3 and 4.
Goldner. Have to him. Wall. Yep, wall. The wall. Walls come to. treacherous for these cars.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget, we still got the trucks here after the midgets, going to Kentucky Speedway. Your favorite track?
Yeah, by Kentucky.
I believe it's New Kentucky Night, not Legacy.
Yeah, I haven't run it a long time, so I know it's probably changed.
Green, green, green.
Here we go, Steven Speed's out front, trying to hold off the race lead here in the first race of the season with the midget cars. Howard Wilson holding off in second place, holding off Jeffrey Barker and Zach Chapman. Chapman trying to pick up a top three here, 2 to go at the line. Here comes Patrick Spangler, don't count him out. He could sneak his way into a podium finish. White flag being shown to your race leader. It's all but over. As long as they get around back to the checkered flag, they're going to be in the position they're in. Oh, and Zach Chapman up into the wall. That's going to allow Spangler to sneak into the third position like we were mentioning.
That's going to put Speeds, putting her in victory lane. Wilson Spangler, top 3. Way to cap it off here. And get a few of these guys up here and get a word with them.
Let's do Spangler first. Sure.
Word with him.
Hey, Patrick, you got a copy on me?
Yep, gotcha.
Well, hard charging man, up 15 spots to a podium finish. Talk us through this race and how you like these midgets.
I like the midgets. It would have been nicer if it wasn't hot and dry in Wisconsin all week, because every race was pretty slick and track gets very one lane. Top of 1 and 2, slider 3, 4 once it gets slick. So makes hard passing, but they will just avoid the wrecks and get up front. And been a pretty miserable week for racing, so it's nice to get on the podium here.
Absolutely good, strong start to the season. You got anybody like thank here?
Yes, you and Joe for the awesome broadcast each week. Rod for the league. Jack for adminning this division. Trimos Racing, especially with Tyler getting second there and leading a bunch of laps. And Dude Action Designs for the wrap, and Dad and Uncle back home watching.
There you have, folks. Here, third place driver Patrick Spangler.
Yes, well, let's bring up old Speeds here. Let's get to work.
Hey, Stefan, you got a copy on me?
Yep, this is Steven. Got ya.
Okay, got it. Well, man, you took over the race lead there on the high side very late in this race. Talk us through how you're able to get it done, how you like these midgets.
One of my favorite cars on the service, so always love to drive them whenever I get the chance. And yeah, it seemed like, Tyler was running that bottom good. He was getting off the corners better than I was low, so I had to do something different. And you could run through 1 and 2 really hard, and there towards the last third of the race, it looked like the bottom kind of went away coming off of 2, and I was getting momentum up once we finally got a run of laps there without a quick caution. Was just able to keep that momentum up, and then it was about being able to pick my line going into 3 and getting the car straight, but slide it across that slick, and then you could hammer down up on the cushion again and get really good momentum going into 1 and 2. So it was just being patient and waiting for the track to come around.
Absolutely, you kept it nice and smooth and consistent to pick up first race of the win. You got anybody I'd like to thank here?
No, just thanks to everybody that puts time in the league. Always like to give thanks for that and giving us a good fun place to race. And we actually got close to a full house here in the Gambler chat tonight, so good to actually kind of have the band back together here a little bit with the team.
Yeah, folks, your race winner, Steven Spees.
Yeah, it is. Looks strong, man. Like you said, bring up old Wilson up here. Tyler, join the booth.
Hey, I got you.
Well, looks strong out there tonight, and was able to bring her home and sack it, man. How's you feeling in that midget?
Oh, I don't run these things enough to really, really have a total grasp on them. I don't know where that heat race came from to go from last to first, but I don't think the podium was in the cards if I wouldn't have started first. So, Steven was clearly faster there at the end. The bottom went away in 1 and 2. That was kind of holding me in there. And once that was gone, I had to move to the top, but I was probably a tenth or two off of what he was pulling. So yeah, I'm definitely happy to come home here in second, and I'll take those in the midgets all day.
No doubt about it. Like I said, look good out there. You got anybody you want to thank?
Oh, just you guys for putting on the broadcast. I definitely like going back and watching when I get to talk here at the end. Roger for putting the league on, all the guys that do the admin work, all the behind the scenes stuff. I know that's not easy. And all the guys over at Training Wheels.
You have it. Man, coming home here second place tonight, Tyler Wilson. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here in a few on Asphalt Racing. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion. Trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Tonight we talked about it.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
All right, folks, here we go. Truck time here tonight, Kentucky. And it's like Corey was saying, here in Kentucky. Now, I think they've reconfigured the track. And it's probably the time I drove on it, which has been years back. I think it might still drive a little bit by the same, though. After a while, this place really gets kind of slick. Tires really wear out. So you've got to really start backing those turns up. You get some long green flag runs here. You can go quite a few laps, on your tires, but you're going to start feeling them at the end of that run, believe me. And if I'm not mistaken, a lot of it, and I'm just going off some old data here, around the 30, 36 lap mark. That's usually pit stop area. So once you start getting to that area, man, these trucks are you got to really back the turn up, ease on back in. And, I know in turn 2, how it was, almost like Texas. Get back on the throttle too soon. You can either spin it out or you can head right into the wall, push right into the wall.
Yeah. With the tire wear. Yeah, I know. With the tire wear and everything, the fuel burn off and lifting the back end of the truck up, making the trucks push. Oh, yeah. Look at who's on pole. Old Brady Floyd on pole.
So, in a nutshell, this track, actually, the reason I liked it so much because over the time, it benefits my style of driving. Very conservative tire management. Obviously, you still got to have the race come to you, being long green flag runs. But it benefits a guy that's not as aggressive. If you're aggressive on the first part of this and it's a long green flag, you're really going to feel it probably at lap 10 or 15 really quick. And so it really pays off. We talk about tracks on a lot of 1.5 mile tracks, which this is what it is. And that's another thing. This thing doesn't kind of misconceive him. It doesn't look like a 1.5 mile track, but it is. But a lot of 1.5 mile tracks, we're talking about Charlotte, Kentucky and all those, you're kind of wide open for a long period of time. Here, you're not so much like that. And I think a lot of it has to do with the banking at the place.
I mean, it's your standard 1.5 mile repave that they did years ago in 20 something.
I don't think but the bankings here, I don't think are steep as like a Charlotte. They don't look as steep. They definitely don't look as steep.
No, they definitely ain't as steep as it like Charlotte, but it's still 1.5 miles, whether much you
cut. What I'm getting at is, being 1.5 miles, it does not drive like those other 1.5 miles. Like a Las Vegas or whatnot. Or any of those other ones. And I think it's due to the fact of it doesn't have as steep of the bankings in the turns, whereas like Charlotte, Texas, and all those places, they got really, really high, steep banking maintained to keep those speeds up for a long, long period of time. Here, I will say it's flat, but it's a lot flatter than what those are. You can't do that. Oh, it reminds me of Richmond.
I've never thought of Richmond when watching Kentucky, Joe.
See, you're confusing the fact that Richmond's a short track and this is 1.5 miles. I'm looking at the configurations. Look at the front stretch, how it ovals in, but yet has a banking in that front stretch. Look at Richmond, how it kind of ovals and has a banking to it. That's what I'm getting at.
This is more like Iowa.
Oh, okay, there you go. That too.
All right, Iowa. All righty. So we're about
but
ready
it does
to go
have
green.
like a Richmond to it also, because it drives like Richmond. When you come out of turn 4, you go to the high side. It pushes to the top, and you're slick on the bottom. So it drives like a Richmond.
I guess.
You obviously haven't driven.
I really haven't. You're right.
They did. So I'm talking to a tree.
You are talking to a tree. As
Green
we are
flag.
first caution.
Already look caution going on in the back. Who we got? Pat Boyce, and he got his dragon bumper going on back there with him. Let's go to Malcolm Mills replay. We'll have to all the contact. He got turned, hits the wall, rips the front bumper off of it. Trying to race him down the track, and then it glues back on. Awesome. But yeah, it is a unique track. I mean, Kentucky is. Some like it, some don't. I enjoyed it because, again, I go back to you've got to be a finesse style driver, and if you're a conservative driver, now again you've got to have some things play into your favor. These short cautions like this, no, you still got to look at the tire wear. Tire wear here. Now, I'm going off the old style. I have not drove how it is here, bigger than new. It could be a lot smoother, be a lot better with tires. But how it was before, yeah, it would chew the tires up quick. Or you would wear the tires out quick. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed the old one. The old.
Yeah, I need to get out here and run this new one to see the biggest difference. Curious to hear what maybe some of the drivers would say what the major differences do other than being smooth. Because how I remember is you go into 1 and 2, you'd want to be, I mean, you could go low, but you'd want to be like a little bit like one lane, maybe up going in, then it kind of drift coming out of the turn 2. And at 3 and 4, again, I go back to how you would do Richmond. You come out of turn 4 and through that little tri-oval in the front. It's not a front stretch because it actually is kind of D-shaped. You got to let it drift up to the wall. Can try to force it down low, but if you do, a lot of times you'd lose momentum trying to go into 3 like that. So you'd have to let that thing drift after a while, and again come in. So I don't know if the characteristics have stayed the same. Come out in the chat, can tell me with the new configuration as opposed to the old one here.
They changed the banking in the corner, and it's obviously smoother around here now.
Okay. All right. Well, by changing the banking, definitely is going to change a lot of the characteristics of what turns are. It's one of these tracks where you don't ever really go flat. Kind of banked all the way around. But it's a unique 1.5 mile. What we was talking about before. It doesn't have that huge high banking. A lot of 1.5 miles have. Go back green here. Floyd, front.
Absolutely.
Marty there in second. Off on pace car. Green flag tonight.
Lucy Olsen green flag.
Do restart. Go back green.
Green flag, green flag.
Here we go. Down in turn number 1. Brady Floyd, your leader. Brandon Dittmer was able to get to the second position on the restart over Marty CZ.
Now you can be,
Dimmer
you know,
to the outside.
With those new tires, you can be a little bit aggressive, but you do this for too long, you'll chew them up.
Yeah, if you want to take advantage of early run, take advantage and then back off, start saving your tires. But look at this battle up at the lead, 2 wide between Dittmer and Floyd.
Good battle. Floyd down low, Dittmer up high. Marty's hanging on back him. Here, seeing it. This track, look, you know, right now looking, I was saying right there, they're coming out of 4. I have to see how he kind of lets it hook up the track. Going here, kind of diamond it off into 1. Puts it, go all the way down to the bottom right now. Out of the turn there a little bit. Battle it on Dittmer though.
And Dittmer trying to stay up on the high side right now, the middle groove. It's just not going to stay there. But remember, Joe, iRacing just did an update last week that added better dynamic track. So we're going to see these drivers start moving around, try to find where it ain't as warm.
Yeah.
On the track surface.
Yeah, I heard them talking about that. So we'll have to see. Out of turn 2, I was talking about it's getting real wiggly coming out of that turn. Dittmer, pull it back down on the inside.
And a little, maybe a hair bit of contact right there between Dittmer and Floyd. Dittmer going to be scored the race leader this time by.
A side move. Dittmer, Floyd, Marty. Comes Blau in the mix. Johnson. But won't take long. Have like what, a car battle. Next thing you know, you're gonna have like 5-6 car battle.
Yeah, almost a 5-car battle up at the front here. You see Blau thinking about it. Maybe a 3 wide move. Backs out of the idea. Here comes Colin Johnson working the high side. Probably where the cool track condition is right on the high side where Colin Johnson's running. 10 laps into this race.
Saw a video the other day too. It was kind of interesting. Talking about brake bios on setups. Now, are you able to change? You're not able to change brake bios on it.
You can adjust it by 3 up or 3 down while in the car.
Well, it was interesting because the video showed it can actually dictate how tight or loose the actual car truck.
That's
and
what
he showed
I said.
it in a video. Yeah, but it was actually without you hitting the brake is what I'm talking about.
I've said that for dirt for the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, but they were actually trying to deny that it actually. It was interesting video. Think about how the truck or car is out here, and now you start to see them get a little fanned out. And this is where I'm talking about, where settling down comes into play. Dittmer out front, Marty there in second, Floyd third. Going to become a little harder to pass as the lap goes on. Chapman hanging on to second or sixth. Ross back there in seventh. Evinger 8. Roland Olsen in 9. Ellis round out top 10. Roger back there in the back.
Back in 19. About to get past.
Got his fish truck out here.
He's always had his fish on his truck.
Good.
Is he going to go fishing with you next summer?
Coming down here.
Alright, well, he goes on vacation down south every so often here in the States. I think you two could meet up and go fishing.
That far.
No, he's definitely gone that far. Yeah. I don't know. And then you go to North Carolina or Florida or something, South Carolina. Okay, exactly. He could come
go
down
to
and go
fish.
fishing. He could come down and fish with you. Oh,
Boy, Dale, left second. Party right there. And this is kind of the passes you're going to see. Pick them off one by one. Single file right now.
Be interesting to see how that dynamic track starts to take effect here. You see him running about the middle of the corner in 3 and 4 at least, and Blau kind of went to the inside yellow line. I'd say more around 20 laps in, you might see him start venturing up top here in 1 and 2. You see him running the bottom right now in 1 and 2. Colin Johnson a little bit in the middle. He's trying to find the grip.
They won't ever go all the way to the top of this track. It never was a very top dominant style track, ever. They might go one lane up, almost like what you do it like in Michigan, but it's never been like a very top dominant. Not like Chicago. It is a momentum style track. A lot of 1.5 mile tracks are. I haven't found a 1.5 mile track not momentum style based. I don't know about you.
What?
But I just.
About being momentum style? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, trucks are all about keeping momentum no matter the track. You go out with all the not as much horsepower in one of them.
Got a lot of downforce too.
The big old box.
Yeah.
Colin Johnson up in the wall here.
I want to get that high now.
Nah. Not allowed Zach Chapman to get around them.
Like his truck's quick a little bit. Way to fix that. It's kind of back those turns up now. If you start to burn the tires off here, you're in trouble.
Yeah, if you start to burn the tires off, start plowing up the track, that's when you got to back it off, and you're going to lose a lot of ground to the rest of the field. He's got to make it at least another 11 or so laps to get to halfway, make it a one-stop race if he so desires.
Yeah. And again, usually the pit window, 30, 36 laps. That's what it used to be. I'm going to still say that's what it is now. So I'm with you. That's going to put them well past halfway. But you're going to feel it. And now at 20 laps, yeah, you're starting to see it on the track. Guys are getting tight going to turns, loose coming in. Yeah. And from what I'm seeing, the track looks like it still drives the same. What it did. That's kind of what I like about this place is, unlike a Charlotte where you kind of just wide open for a lot of the laps, the first part of the pit stint, and then you kind of just barely crack the throttle. Here, you really kind of got to crack the throttle. Let the truck settle. Let it glide through some of the turns. Kind of, easy getting on back on it. You have to really kind of drive the car a little bit. So this is a 1.5 mile track. And I think that's what makes this place unique. Kind of different from, some of the other ones out there.
Yeah.
Olin Olsen's still back in 11.
They're having a good, strong race. Going to be the first one to dip down to the apron to come down pit road on lap 22. Maybe a little bit early, but maybe strategy that we don't know about. Same with Cooper Smith and Pat Boyce coming down pit road.
Probably not feeling those tires. Because you want new set of tires. You're at this point right now. You're yelling. Ugh, tires.
And here comes Brady Floyd, one of the top three. First one up at the front to come down pit road. I mean, I don't know.
What's the fuel percentage?
it's 50%. They can at least probably go to 30, if not longer.
Let me ask you this, maybe you know, it's been a while. What is the officials' fuel percentage?
Always 100.
So there's the major difference. When I say you could go 36 laps, maybe that's why they're not able to go, is that 50 fuel rate.
Yeah, but according to what it says on my iRacing, you can go 44 laps on a tank of gas. So I don't know. Maybe everybody's. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's coming in maybe a little too early.
Put it at the official.
No, it shows 44 with 9 gallons.
No, well, what I'm saying is if the officials are 100% fuel, and I'm saying you go 36, 40 laps, but you're saying 50% fuel, you can go 40, 44.
I think you can go 60 or so in officials on a full tank of fuel, so I'm not sure here on the call. Zachary Chapman and Colin Johnson both staying out. We'll see if either of those two.
I mean, hey, yeah. I know back in the day, like back when I was running, we would pit if we could. Now, I went a whole race. Tires is a huge thing, too. It went basically green the entire time. And most of those races were like 30 something. And by the time the end of it, you were almost driving on ice. How slick those were. But that's been
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, Tim Chapman and GJ Boydell staying out. They came in pit road back on lap number 2 caution. They should stretch it all the way to the 30 if I had to guess. Well, maybe everybody pits early on. Remember, early on in the run, early on into the race, tires do wear a little bit quicker because you don't have the rubber laid down on the surface of the racetrack. Maybe that's the reason why they all came in. Tires were starting to hurt.
Yeah, that would be the only feed. I mean, because they fall off, and if, again, that just kind of showed what I was saying is the tire fall off is so strong here, and it is one of the 1.5 miles where, we talk about sometimes track position is king. Unless you just got a humongous lead, tires actually make a difference here over track position.
Oh, and we got a caution
right now, though.
Caution on the track.
Roger, Craig. Oh, a car in the wall, and then the Atari machine took out Craig.
Oh, Craig.
Back here. Goes. Atari machine.
Andrew Cooper Smith.
Car in front, he got together. He just turns left and Craig's down there. Taylor polishes Craig. Somebody call him at the house. Make sure. Kind of one of them wrecks where situational awareness. Well, Boydell didn't pit. He'll definitely pit now.
Yeah, and this is actually going to play in favor for Boydell to come down under caution flag. Going to have a little bit better tires than everybody and a little bit better of a fuel mileage.
I mean, if I was back there in 13, 14 place spots, you're not going to lose really anything. I come in.
Yeah, I would have came in. You see Zachary Chapman, Colin Johnson, Olsen going to come in, Gary Silgelco.
I think it's smart because those tires, I'm telling you, major. I'm sitting back there in 13th place spot, like John Hine, boys. Yeah, I know I'm sitting there. Well, I just keep getting 5 lap deal. I'm coming back. I've got it. Put some tires on, fuel. Make sure. Not really going to lose anything.
No, you're not going to lose a whole lot. And
oh,
Boydell
was the first one lap down.
Boydell kind of taking his time here on pit road. I don't see any
he was the one that got into Craig.
No, Cooper Smith got into Craig, but I don't know why Boydell's sitting on pit road right now.
No. When after Craig spun, I think Boydell might have. There was a red truck that hit Craig after he popped off.
Oh, let me get back and look at it.
Yeah. The Atari machine's the one that got him and spun him, and then there was a red truck that popped.
No, it wasn't Boydell.
Red truck.
That did have been possibly Gary Sigelko. Hold on, let me go look. It was Sigelko.
It was a red truck.
So I'm not sure GJ Boydell coming in from the race lead. I know he was going to lose some spots, but took a long time on pit road.
He did have optional.
I don't know. Didn't see any damage on his truck, and if he did, there is 2 quick fixes as an option for these drivers tonight. Huh.
Lloyd. Chapman. All right, here we go.
Yeah, getting ready to go back green. Gonna send all the wave round cars around the pace car here. Double them up. I mean, it's a... We don't?
Oh, it's like...
Oh, sponsor.
Who's the ultimate green flag?
Alrighty.
And my bad here tonight. I made a mistake. Our starting lineup is actually RSN.
Okay.
I've been saying Catalytic Recovery. Catalytic Recovery's still with us. They have moved to
dirt
race 4.
Well, there's a little restart zone indicated. I'm not sure if they're actually utilizing it here in this league. You can see where it's painted Geico there. Should be going green flag by Lucy Olsen.
Right. Lloyd Dittmer, Blau. See up front. Chapman's there with it. 2 tires, we saw. They'll go side by side for a few. Start.
Yeah, good. A little start there for both of them. Track has cooled down a little bit under the yellow flag. Going to open up the lane some more. Dittmer on the outside taking over the race lead. Floyd in trouble. He's got Marty on his outside. Here comes Marty. CZ.
Yeah. Third. Up Ty Dittmer. Got to go a little further on back. Around 7th place spot, you got Canellis, Boydell, Chapman and company. Pretty strong so far.
Look at this in the middle there, 4 wide. Craig 3 laps down. He wants to get one of his 3 back. And we are going to have a wreck. Big old wreck on the front straightaway. Oh boy.
Watch that one live, and I don't know really how to decipher that other than just, I mean, give and take is the biggest thing. I think some of that could have been avoided by just give and take.
Yeah, a bunch of red cars involved as well there.
A bunch of red cars, yeah.
Look, there's like 5 red cars of the same color.
Yeah, I mean,
GJ Boydell, Joe Canellis, and Gary Sigelka.
Yeah, and again, I understand you got those new tires, you feel confident. But this is one of these tracks where you can hold off. Overdo it. There you go. And I also go back to, I love that no fast fix, because a lot of times, I mean, one fast fix is good, but like you mentioned, there's 2 here. And a lot of times that brings about over-aggressive driving. Now, again, it's just an opinion. But from watching a ton of races on different style platforms and rules, having multiple fast fixes has never brought about clean style racing. Not taking anything away from the leagues or anything away from the drivers. It's just they're beating and banging each other on the. But when you know you've got that cushion or crutch, let's say, that's what a fast fix is. Why be safe on the track? If I know I got 2 fast fixes, then why do I want to be conservative on the track? Especially in a short style race like this. I mean, hey, look, okay, if I make a mistake, let's say at lap 20, get into somebody, cause a wreck, I got a fast fix and get back out. All right, let's say I get into somebody again at lap 45, I got another fast fix. So if I'm making a mistake every 15, 20 laps where the tires are getting low, there you go. By the time it is, the end of the race is going to come in. I could be aggressive the entire whole race and I have to worry about it. That's kind of where I'm leaning to. Again, hey, not taking anything away from drivers. Not taking it. I just going to feel like that is a crutch. And then you see incidents like we just saw there. You got to give and take. I know the urgency to want to get to the front. And this is a subject that, you could go back and forth on a lot. Got many different opinions. Heck, me and you might have a different. I'm just going off what I've seen over the years. I've never seen a multiple fast fix bring about conservativeness. And we talked about having to be conservative on this track because it's one of these tracks where it's not very aggressive style. And you saw it right there. Being aggressive here sometimes can get you into trouble.
Yeah, like we're saying, I mean, just a little bit too aggressive on fresh rubber and cause mayhem. Actually, it allowed Roger Craig to get a lucky dog with how many cars got involved.
Yeah. So sometimes it does benefit. Lucky dog, like you said, yeah.
Oh, Roger Craig in the Bass car.
Off the dog gang. Lloyd, Boyce, Landis, Chapman, Lau, top 5. And it also, the closer you get with 22 to go here, you start looking at, all right, if you're back here around 8th, 9th place spot, what I got to do to get to the front. Because if it doesn't go, let's say, the rest of the way green. The guys back in 8th and 9th then have to look at, I've got to be aggressive. Again, we go back to that could be problems because you got to make moves you don't want to make. If you knew in the back of your mind, hey, guess what? This thing could go, way. Then you could just kind of bring yourself through the field curving.
Yeah. And it very well could go green all the way to the end with less than 20 to go and drop the green flag.
Yeah. Go. That's why I kind of like Kentucky. Diversified 1.5 mile tracks.
I guess.
Good coming from a woodsman.
We know you're in the mountains with the bears, Joe, the grizzly bears.
I love the bears, man. You gotta go pet them on the back.
Do you have one named Samson?
Need to poop.
Okay, you did not understand that reference. You've never seen the Wilderness Family. Okay. Oh, wow. Showing your... No, it's from 1970s. I figured you would have watched it. It's a movie, actually.
Like, golden.
Probably were.
Come on. Flag. Raise them. Blow it out front. Landers and boys. Side by side. RDC hanging on in the back part here. Done up front. And in the back. And in the middle.
Well, look at who's in second right now. Terry E. Landis. Oh, and the quack quack.
What?
No, he ain't a yoo-hoo.
Wow. Traded in the yoo-hoo for a green machine.
Epsilon Spirit. That Spirit Raps?
Sprint Raps.
Sprint.
Epsilon Sprint Raps.
Okay.
Two raps for cars, yeah. Well, I know it's that Epsilon. I knew it.
Okay. And then you got the quack quack machine right there. He's got a little bit of a. He's got a little bit of a cannabis logo on the hood.
What is his paint job this week? Because you're always about like this.
It's a metallic finish on the green.
Oh, okay.
He's got a little. He's got like a little cannabis leaf on the hood. I guess he's from Oregon, so that makes sense. He is Oregon, so.
High duck, is that what you're trying to say?
I guess.
Well, here comes Dittmer. He's got a bread machine. So get him some food if you got up here. You got Chapman right here beside him with Boyd Dale. Got some close quarter racing going on. Boyce is there. Roland Olsen's trying to move up too. About the 5th, 6th place spot.
So he is trying to get that 3-pointer at the buzzer.
Good contact there with Boyce. The dog tried to bite the back end there, man. Olsen. Wild man Chapman, he gets away. Parmalee's hanging on back here in 9th. And Ellis back in 10th. Good side-by-side racing throughout the field here. Right here about 4th place spot.
Yeah, look at that. Marty C looking underneath of Terry Landis down in turn 1, trying to take away the podium position right now. And you got Ricky Bobby right behind him.
Ricky Bobby.
He don't know what to do with both of his hands yet. Oh, he's gonna have to save it.
Woo. Well, I tell you, that was just like, had to get out of it. That was a wreck that didn't happen.
Absolutely got out of the throttle to prevent a wreck from occurring right there. Here comes Roland Olsen moving up to the 6th position. He is going for the 3-pointer at the buzzer to score a victory.
Shout out to our title sponsor here for the Truck Series, Tim Chapman Racing, here tonight. Meanwhile, battle's heating up front. This is what I was talking about. After a while.
Oh, and he's sending it in. Wow.
Yeah, just hit it down low, and then
Oh, get side on his. Wow, you got to be kidding me.
Well, he sent it in there and then got tight. Went up the track. Floyd was there, and unfortunately, Floyd's going to lose the lead. Marty's going to say, all right, I'm going to take it. Landis is there with him. Dittmer down on the low side. Just like that, I was talking about, you can make these turns real quick.
Yeah, especially when you send it. He was on the apron just very slightly making that pass. I thought it was gonna be cleared on the exit and just not very clear. Oh my, look at this. Terry having to get on the brakes for Brandon Dittmer as Dittmer almost shut the door on him. They are going at it here right for second place. Roland Olsen in the mix. Here comes Zachary Chapman as well. And makes contact with Landis. There's our caution flag.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't know why that was a caution because he saved it.
That's a good question. Racing on the good call.
I know Marty's out there going, are you kidding me? Yeah, the heck of a lead. That's just wiped away now.
Oh, chaos in the last few laps here. Yeah, everybody's going to have to take a calm down and make a decision here. Do you come down pit road? I'd say if you're in the quack machine, you got to come down pit road.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really going to lose anything. 10th place, 11th. Well, yeah.
If you're Cooper Smith, last car lead lap, definitely come in, take some fuel and tires. We'll see what everybody's decision here is once they open up pit road. And it's going to be a split decision breakfast here at Kentucky Speedway. Brady Floyd, first one down. Zachary Chapman. Here comes Terry Landis after a little spin. Yeah, that's a good call. No quack man on this pit road stop. Colin Johnson coming down. Pat Boyce and Cooper Smith. Good call by Cooper Smith. You're already in the last lead lap position. You might as well just come down and take new tires.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, so a little bit of a split decision there between the whole field, about half and half. Half come in, half stay out. I'm not sure if I agree with the call on Daniel Blau's end to stay out with the damage that he accrued on the wall smack and the tires getting worn down on the slide. I would have came in. And I could see the idea for Dittmer and Marty with the track position, Roland with the track position. I like Cooper Smith's call. Terry Landis, I like his call because he just went for a slide. Not sure if I agree with the two-tire stop that he did. Pat Boyce with a two-tire as well on this caution. Maybe trying to compensate for a tight car. Tim Chapman with the lucky dog this caution period. He'll come down pit road, get some service done to his automobile.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, out front here.
We'll see how this ends out. Gonna have less than 10 to go when they go back green. About 8 or so to go.
And you gotta look. Marty started to have a pretty good lead. He's gonna have all these guys right here on his back bumper.
Yeah, he's gonna have the whole field on his back bumper.
He's got bacon, go.
He's gonna try to hold off Ricky Bobby in the Wonder Bread car with the Fig Newton sticker.
Fire.
I wonder if he could see out of that windshield with the Fig Newton all over it. Do you not see the big Fig Newton sticker on the windshield? Come on, Joe. He's got it on the banner, but that's as far as it can go.
Oh, you talking about on Dittmer?
Yeah, on Brandon Dittmer. On Ricky
Let's
Bobby.
go inboard. If you go on board the cockpit view,
nah, you can't see the Big Newton
and that
sticker.
just answers your question.
I know, but
Really?
if he could do it and be accurate to the movie, he probably would have put the sticker on the windshield.
I have to pray for old Corey up here sometime.
We're gonna have to pray for Joe because he doesn't get the idea behind it.
Get the idea, but you're the one that said, "Can he see out the window?" And then we just showed you can.
Yeah, it's a good joke, Joe.
I'm up here laughing inside.
Oh, you are laughing.
Well, you know, here's the thing. If he's gonna run that, why not run a Fig Newton truck?
Well, I mean, the idea is it's Ricky Bobby's car. He had Wonder Bread and Fig Newton on the windshield.
Big sandwich.
I guess.
Go some green flag. We're about to go green. We'll see if Marty can hang on. He had a good lead. Wiped away. Dittmer's going to try to push it here. We're going to roll it Olsen there in third. Marty, good jump though on the restart.
Yes, he does. That's what he needs to do. He needs to start to pull away from the field.
Kemper. Round in the pit wall. Done.
Toad and no yellow. Look at this. Here comes Daniel Blau up through the field. Surprising with the damage in the tire wear from the slide that he had.
Ellis man up here. Fourth place. On the battle for third.
Yeah, Joe Canellis running the strong here tonight. Here comes Brady Floyd. It wasn't Floyd one. Yeah, Floyd was one of our 4 tire stops on that caution flag period. He gets around Joe Canellis, sets his sights on Roland Olsen. He's got enough lap.
Question here now is Marty out front. He's got to be kind of semi-aggressive at this point. Doesn't still want to use those tires up. Dittmer can kind of ride behind him, set him up. I think Marty's better on that long run, so that's what I was talking about way earlier in the race. Got rolling right there. Here comes old Floyd. Now, he's got new tires in this. Yeah, see, what did I say earlier? New tires trump. You don't see this often on a 1.5 mile track. Usually it's track position. But right here, Brady Floyd, if he can clear Dittmer, Marty's in trouble. What Marty needs is he's got to battle for the next.
He needs him to battle for the next 5
2
laps.
laps. Yeah. I mean, Dittmer's giving him everything he can handle right now.
Yeah, he is Dittmer right there. He
But
almost
Marty
had the clearing.
also is Marty's right now. I think he's pressuring it.
I think Marty's just trying to back off as much as he can, save the tire on his truck.
Those
Here
tires
comes
right
Floyd,
there. Floyd's got the
2-1.
tires. Floyd's got the tires, and Marty just tried to stay out as far as he can. I think it's pretty much Floyd right here. All he's got to do is just keep driving what he's doing, and those guys on his inside are going to use those tires up for the end of this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Marty getting hurt with the older tires. Here comes Zachary Chapman into the mix.
He's on the same thing too. He's on a set of tires, new tires. So, perfect example of what I was talking about. This is one of the tracks where tires do make a difference. You know, we talk a lot about it here, Corey, that tires at the end of a race, they don't make a difference. Well, this is one of these 1.5s that does, and you can see it right now. Now, Marty's going to be fighting for his life to try to hold off Zach. And I just don't think he's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, Zach, he needs to get around Marty as quickly as possible. We're closing in here on final few laps. Going to be 2 to go at the line. Zachary wants a chance at getting to Floyd. He needs to make this move and catch up, and Brady's just pulling away from him.
Yeah, it's a good race so far, and this is kind of what you're going to see. Even with the new tires, you know he's faster. It's one of these momentum-style tracks. You can't just go in there barreling wide open. Still got to be confident. He's going to make that pass, though, and there's nothing Marty can do. Now the matter is, can he hold on to third? And he got in the back of Zach a little bit. Going to harass him. Keeps doing that, though, man. Dittmer's going to get back up here.
Yeah, white flag in the air here last time around this 1.5-mile track. Floyd pretty much set sail right now. It's the battle for second and third. Marty, a little bit of contact with Zachary Chapman. Chapman up into the wall. It's going to open up the door for Ricky Bobby Dittmer.
Yeah, but it's going to be 3 and 4. He's not going to hold the momentum. And Marty's going to get the momentum and hang on to third. But Brady Floyd and Zach Chapman with the pit stops. We talked about it all night long. Marty hangs on the third, but the tires just gave way. And again, what did I say? I said this is one of these tracks. It's probably one of only very few 1.5-mile tracks that tires matter. We've not seen that a lot of times. Tonight we did.
Yeah.
Bring on Marty, let's get a word with him.
Hey, Marty, you get a copy on me?
About time I got to talk with the boys after iRacing gave me a penalty 2 weeks ago.
Well, man, he had old tires. You had to fight him off. He still held on to third place here at Kentucky, first race of the season. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I didn't want that final caution to come out, obviously, with what happened between Brady and Blau. We were pulling away, obviously, when we had the fresh tires. That yellow just backfired from us. I took a second set. I feel like that may have cost me the race at the right time. However, though, third place is good for our ally Silverado. Got to thank the boys at the shop. Thanks to Brandon Dittmer as well at Training Wheels for helping each other out today. Try and get some good finishes and some good hard racing. We'll take a third.
Absolutely. Well, before we send you off, you got anybody to thank?
Like I said, thanks to everyone at Venom Racing, Brandon for helping me out with this race today, same with Gary down in chat. All the fans watching, and like I said, all the virtual boys of the shop. Hey, 1 for 2 at least this week in asphalt. We got a win last night at the Indy Cards at Michigan, which was an awesome one. 2 podiums to start the year on asphalt's not bad.
Absolutely. Third place driver, Marty C.
And coming on in third, like you said. Bring up old Floyd here. Let's get word with him.
Hey, Brady, you get a copy on me?
I do, yeah.
Well, you started pole here at Kentucky, and that's where you're going to finish, is on the top spot. Talk us through this race.
Well, I mean, Kentucky's probably one of my favorite. It probably is my favorite 1.5 miles on the service. Probably one of my favorite ovals as well. I think we definitely showed up and had the fastest car. We were fastest in practice, fastest in qualifying, and I think I might have even pipped the fastest lap in the race. So definitely a good performance. It was not the cleanest. I spoke to Daniel in the 17. I know I got into him, and I apologized twice during the race, and then again there at the end. But man, it was people were bullying each other around all night. Aside from Daniel, I don't know if I hit anybody, but boy, I got moved up the track maybe 4 or 5 times by the same 2 people. So it was a rough one, having to deal with the dirty air and then having to go off strategy. But just from the way we were running, I really thought we were going to get that late caution at the end, and turned out we did and played the strategy right. Turns out I think the best car won, so really happy about that. Congratulations to Zach Chapman as well. He played the strategy well and got himself up to P2. But overall, it was a great night. Good entertaining battle there at the end.
Absolutely good, strong start to the season. Before we send you off, you got anybody like tonight?
Yeah, definitely got to thank the rest of the guys at Adria Esports, and then our main sponsors, 4Cloak Media and Pierce Graphics. So you can go check them out at 4cloak.net. You can check us out at adriaesports.com.
There you have it, folks. Your first race winner, Brady Floyd.
Yep,
It is, man, looking strong. And guy right here, Zach. Zach, you in the booth? Got a copy?
Yeah, what's going on, Joe?
Well, man, I tell you what, you was able to hang on to it up there for a little bit, and little interesting battle, but that pit stop strategy worked out for you.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, Joe, that first long green flag run, I think, whenever I pit there, I drove up to third, but I was in the lead because the leaders ahead pit, but I think I was the fastest car on old tires. I was really backing up turn 3 tonight. It seemed like everybody was driving in there so hard, and you just kill that right front tire if you do that. So if you take it easy those first 4 or 5 laps, like I even lost, I think, 3 spots from the start of the race, but I gained it all back after 9 laps or so. You just can't beat up the right front tire here. Turn 3 and 4 will eat it alive.
Love this track. Like I was saying, we talked about it all night long because exactly what you just mentioned right there. It's one of these tracks, unique 1.5 mile. Some don't drive that way, but the tires matter so much at the end. We don't see that either, and you capitalized on it. You and Brady up there at the front. So, did you think those cautions and how everything played out in your favor?
For sure. I would have preferred the long green flag run. I think I maybe could have had something for Brady if we just could have went green, but he was so quick on those short runs. I messaged him under that caution, and I told him, I said, go get him. I knew we were going to be fast with those new tires. I was just going to try to hang on to him and get up there, but I got into some trouble. It looked like I went and looked at the replay. Me and Joe Canellis got into it a little bit, but it was netco, dude. There was plenty of space between us, but that slowed us down, so I couldn't really tag along with Brady. And then me and Marty had a heck of a battle for second. That was a lot of fun. I always love racing my buddies, and it's really cool when it's for a podium spot.
Absolutely. Got anybody you want to thank, though, for a good finish?
Yeah, start off with you and Corey, man. You guys do an amazing job. Everybody in the league appreciates you guys, and we love going back and rewatching it. Shout out to all my teammates at Gambler. We had a good bit of us in there tonight. It was nice to have a lot of us back. Just missing Aiden and Connor, and of course Daniel. But my wife for letting me do this all the time. Andy with Cool Ray sponsoring the league the way he does, and always last but not least, Roger. I say it once, say it again. Got a lot of hot heads in this league, and Roger does a great job of controlling us because I'm definitely one of them, and we couldn't do this without him.
Zach Chapman bringing home here tonight. Well, folks, what a way to cap off, man, opening season here for the winner, for the hometown heroes. Was a wild one, Corey.
Yeah, it was. It was good racing all night long at the dirt track and on the asphalt.
There you go, folks. Well, till next time. We'll be here. Everyone, have a good night.